Like, she is a demon. I mean, Sid Colson, I love what Sid Colson's doing on the court. There was nobody that played badly today.
So every game means something, and I think for us, just buying in at the game in front of us, focusing on that, and hopefully take care of business.
What do you do when the reigning champs bring the fight and the refs are on their side? The Indiana Fever answered without hesitation. Discover the fiery moment when Lexie Hull stood toe-to-toe with Aja Wilson after a controversial play that had everyone talking. This wasn't just a win, this was a statement. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great. Thank you so much. Now, back to the video. How did the Fever dismantle the Aces against all odds? Let's break it all down. What happens when a team loses its star player? For most, that's the beginning of the end. But for the Indiana Fever, it was a chance to define who they are, a team fueled by grit, hustle, and pure determination. Heading into the matchup against the Aces, no one expected much from them.
And just trusting that we're going to get better, and we have trust in ourselves and in our teammates that it's okay to mess up because we'll get it back. And especially, for great players, don't play for perfect games. So
Aja Wilson is absolutely 100,000% the most important player on that team, and tonight she came away with the majority of the points, 29 out of 50.
Let's be real. This was the defending champions they were up against. And not only were the Aces riding high on being the league's best team, but the Fever also hadn't beaten them in 4 years. Oh, and Caitlin Clark? Still sidelined. It looked bad on paper. The Aces entered the game like a team that knew they were at the top. But from the opening tip, the Fever had a different energy. Focused, scrappy, and absolutely unrelenting. The defense was suffocating. It was the kind of effort that made even routine plays feel impossible for the Aces.
Not a flawless game. It's really hard to play a flawless game anytime. And I think as a group, we know that we're not going to make the perfect play. We're not going to make the home run play every game.
Killing it in the interior paint. The paint points for the Fever were crazy, especially in the beginning. I mean, the Aces pretty much are nothing without Aja.
Imagine trying to complete a layup or a basic pick and roll, only to feel like there's an invisible wall around the rim. That was the Fever defense last night. The Aces shot a season-low 26% from the floor. And it wasn't just bad luck. It was the Fever forcing bad shot after bad shot. One of the key players driving this defensive masterclass, Lexie Hull, she was everywhere, diving for loose balls, contesting every possession. Hull looked like her life depended on keeping the Aces out of rhythm, and it worked. The Fever forced 17 turnovers in total, an incredible number for any team, let alone against the league's top squad. It wasn't just numbers, though. It was the way they played together, almost telepathic in their rotations and switches.
Fever were actually able to get to the free throw line 17 times, and they shot 82%. And they were 31% at the three, and they had a 49% field goal.
We're all feeling good. I think the energy's high. Really good win in Minnesota. Had a chance to celebrate together. I think that only helps our chemistry. All that stuff off the court definitely fuels us. We're having fun with each other.
Then, there was the offense. While the Fever are known for their defense, they weren't shy about lighting it up on the other end of the court. That second quarter? Absolute fireworks. They shot an insane 82%, and it wasn't just one player carrying the load. The ball movement was crisp, finding the open shooter time and time again. But the game wasn't without drama, and no moment was more polarizing than the showdown between Lexie Hull and Aja Wilson. Let's get into it. Imagine this, Lexie Hull boxing out Aja Wilson, standing her ground against one of the league's most dominant forces. It looks like a completely textbook play. Hull positioning her body perfectly to secure the rebound, locking in place as Wilson charges in from behind. But then it happens.
I mean, every game this season is important. It all matters a lot. I mean, you're seeing across the league, the standings are moving every single day.
Lexie Hull, she was not scoring a lot, but defensive player of the year, I don't know. Most improved player, like there is something, like she is a maniac now.
Wilson reaches over Hull's shoulders, her arms cutting through the air to grab at the ball. It's an obvious foul to everyone watching. Everyone except, apparently, the referees. Instead of the whistle going against Wilson, the refs call a jump ball. A spark ignites on the Fever bench, their frustration boiling over. Even the commentators couldn't hold back, questioning the call live on air. "How do you miss that?" was the tone as they broke down the replay in disbelief. The Fever's bench reactions said it all. Coaching staff on their feet, hands thrown up in the kind of frustration that's impossible to hide.
Actually haven't won a game against the Aces in 16 games. And they did it without Caitlin Clark. This team is crazy. They
really just, I think, are buying into helping each other, help each other, help each other, help each other, and that, I think, translates on the court.
For many watching, this was a moment that seemed bigger than one play. It wasn't just about fairness on the floor. It felt like a microcosm of the uphill battle the Fever had been fighting all game. Despite all of it, the contact, the call, the tension, Hull didn't flinch. She reset, refocused, and turned back to face the Aces with the same intensity. It was almost like fuel for her. The Fever came out of that play sharper, tighter, and somehow fiercer. It wasn't just Hull who stepped up, it was the entire team. The defense became even stingier, allowing Wilson her free throws, 11 for 13 by game's end, but absolutely smothering the Aces everywhere else. The Aces shot only 16.3% from deep, their offensive options fading fast under the stampede.
When we're playing good defense, it loosens us up offensively. We get good shots in transition. We wear out the other team. I mean, really, I think our game starts on that side of the floor.
And January, because she is their defensive coach. And the defense that has been on display in the last 2 games has absolutely blown my mind.
But this wasn't even about the percentages, it was the fire. That moment didn't break the Fever, it defined them. For a team that's carried a chip on its shoulder all season, Hull's resilience became their rallying cry. This wasn't just about a controversial call. It was about the Fever's declaration that they weren't here to play victim. They were here to win. The Fever's win over the Aces wasn't just about numbers or breaking a losing streak. It was proof they've arrived. This team, built on defense, chemistry, and pure hustle, showed that heart matters more than having just one superstar. Holding the defending champions to 26% shooting wasn't a lucky night. It was a statement of intent.
Games where I was like, you know what, Natasha Howard just isn't it. And you know what, I take all of it back because she is finding a rhythm. She is not dropping the ball. Her and Kelsey are developing a chemistry together.
We're having fun together playing, so I think it is. I think this is a good moment for us, and especially we're playing without one of our best players. So to do that in those circumstances, we're really just proud of ourselves.
And with Caitlin Clark's return on the horizon, the Fever's ceiling just keeps getting higher. Imagine this already unstoppable defense paired with one of the league's most exciting offensive players. It raises one big question. Are we witnessing the future of the WNBA right here?